Welcome! I'm SD Kelly. My kitchen in my apartment is the size of most people's pantry, so I needed some space-saving solutions, and I came up with this Rustic Farmhouse counter space saver using items from Dollar Tree and Walmart. If you're interested in how I made it, keep watching. I'll be using 2 of these silver platters that are in the rectangle shape. And at one point I found these great looking rustic style wooden frames, or they might be particle wood board. They're not real wood, but they work like real wood and they can look like real wood. Anyway, I'm taking the plastic backing out, and I tried to take these hanger pieces off of the back, but I realized that the screws were actually glued in there, so I ended up prying these pieces off the same way you would a tab of a soda can. I realized that the final product will not be showing these screws and they won't be in the way of anything, so I didn't worry about it too much that I couldn't get them out. I'll be using 4 of these frames. I'll be keeping these plastic inserts for future projects that I can put fabric or jumbo sticks over it or something to use backings for other frames. Taking some E6000 and then some hot glue, I'll be attaching the bottom and the back pieces together. I'm having them face in each other at a right angle. I used a wood shim to remove any excess glue. I held it in place long enough until I felt it was secure enough to move on with the project. And then I just used one of my craft jars holding all of my wasabi tape rolls to help hold it up a little bit more. It's going to be a little bit wobbly until I get this whole thing built. After the E6000 had set enough for the bottom and the back piece, I glued on the front piece, and now I'll be gluing on the top piece. For this project, it's important to be mindful of which way all the pieces are facing, because this isn't the typical building of a lantern or one of those atriums. This is going to be for a kitchen counter space saver, and it will be mostly viewed from the front at all times. So the parts that you are facing, you would want them being most visible to you. So then all pieces face toward the front and toward the top, and I hope that made sense. This next part is completely optional, but I felt like it completed the look, and I'll be trimming the ends off of these large craft sticks that I got from Walmart. And I didn't bring out the Dremel drill tool this time because I didn't think it was worth the trouble, because I'm only going to use 4 that I trim off like this. And I'll be attaching these craft sticks to the top and bottom of each side.
We were built to last, a permanent high, colliding like the stars in the sky. And I give you my all.
I'm going to be adding these large craft sticks to the back as well, and I'm not trimming the rounded tips off of them because I want it to have more of a picket fence type look. So I'm putting them where they overlap. And I'm going to be adding some feet with those timber wood plugs in a little bit. So this is perfect, and it saves me from having to cut them, and I still think it ends up looking really nice.
'Cause you mold me into something else, change me.
From the angle that I'm at, I did not realize right away that some of the wood pieces were not straight or even with each other. That was no problem because all I had to do is go back and pry some of them off and then just replace them with other sticks. This step is completely optional, of course, but I wanted to do this part in case for any reason I ever move into a place where the back would be visible, it would still look nice. I may decide to use this one day on my craft table or something, and it could really hide a lot of clutter.
No, the roses never blow. No, the roses never blow.
I painted the entire thing white with White Waverly Craft chalk paint after everything was set, and I felt it was sturdy enough. I painted everywhere except for the bottom.
I'd fall into my knees and you were ice to the touch, and I will love you till I freeze. But you mold me into something else, change me into what you want. All I ever did was love, and it wasn't good enough. We had tried to make this garden for 2, but you had brought the cold and the roses never blew.
I'm taking 8 of the timber wood blocks and I'm gluing them in pairs together as you're seeing right here, just using some tacky glue. And I'll be attaching these to the bottom just to give it a little bit of height and to keep it from sitting directly on my countertop. I took a medium grit piece of sandpaper and went around and just roughed it up a little bit. I was sure to focus more on the outer edges. Next, I took some of this Waverly antique wax that you can get at Walmart, and I just smeared it on there with my fingers and went back and forth between doing that and sanding until I had this rustic age, almost like dirty or weathered look that I was going for. I glued crisscrossing X's on the sides, and I made sure that they mirrored each other and were identical. I used this 5mm jute twine that I got on a spool at Walmart, and it's actually a pretty good price for the amount that you get. I've been using the same spool for several months now, and I don't remember the exact cost, but it was definitely under $10. Next, I'm gluing the same twine around the top and bottom. And I think that this will finish off the look nicely. Although the silver platters fit perfectly, they looked a bit out of place being so shiny. So I'll be spray painting one thin coat of this satin granite gray spray paint by Rust-Oleum, and then I'll be spritzing a little bit of this burnished amber on it to give it a more tarnished look. Here are some that I've already completed, and I really like the way that that spray paint gave them a really rustic and antique look. I like the way they just set in there, and here's how it turned out. What I like about the way that they sit in here is that I can take them out to wipe them down and then put them back. This space saver turned out so perfect for all the things I like to use in my cooking, like these mixed spices that I add. They're in the mason jars at the top. And then down here are things I like to put on my food frequently. And it works perfectly by my stove. And it's very sturdy. I can lift it up. It's not falling apart. And that little basket in there has different things I like to sprinkle on my food, but I can take it out easily. I got this from a thrift store. I think it was one of those Bed Body Bath & Beyond baskets that was used at some point for something else, but I picked it up at a thrift store. And it has a wrought iron look to it, and I can just lift it right out and reach the condiments in the back. I really like the way it goes on my countertop next to my Lazy Susan that I picked up from a thrift store. It was stainless steel, but I painted it in oil rubbed bronze, and it has some antique farmhouse looking things on it that I use frequently in my kitchen. Would you use this for your countertop, or would you use it for something else? I'd be curious to know. Let me know in the comments below.
Once again, I am SD Kelly, and I hope that you enjoyed this video and give it a big thumbs up if you did. Also, I hope you will subscribe to my channel because I have many more great ideas to share with you. If you're interested in following me on social media or contacting me, I'll put those links in the description below. I thank you for watching, and bye for now.